Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, it's Make a Card Monday. And today I am going to tackle what I think is one of the most difficult and most challenging cards to make or to purchase. Stay tuned. Y'all, welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers. Thank you all so much for the wonderful ways in which you support me and my channel. Today's going to have just a little bit of a different vibe to it, but I hope that you'll stick around and watch the whole video because maybe one of you, just one of you, will find this a little bit helpful. So as I said in the opener, we're going to tackle what I think is one of the most difficult types of cards to make or to purchase, and on the flip side, to receive. And what I'm talking about are cards that we give in some of the most difficult situations of life, whether someone has died or someone is faced with a terminal illness and you want to say something and you don't quite know what to say. Well, when I started making the digital files, I knew that I wanted to make something to help anyone who struggles with what to say in challenging situations. So today's card is going to address just that. And I'll tell you why this is so personal and means so much to me. My daddy died unexpectedly in 1993. And that, for me, was the first time that anyone that I loved, that I cared about, had died. And for me, it was the most difficult time of my life. I wasn't expecting it. It was a complete shock. And the overwhelming grief that I felt in that moment was unbearable. Y'all, in those moments, I truly did not think that I could make it through. It was just something that I had never, ever experienced, and I didn't even know how to deal with the pain that I was feeling. I had truly never experienced anything like that. I had truly never hurt in the way that I was hurting. I couldn't even put it into words how I felt. It was just painful, and I was truly broken. And during this time, of course, people are giving you cards and people are expressing how sad they are. And for me, as selfish as this might sound, I simply didn't want to hear it. I didn't want anyone acknowledging that my daddy was dead. I did not want that to be real. And when I would open a card and I would see the words in sympathy or my condolences, I could not read the card. Every card that I got like that, I put them in a box because I could not read those cards. I could not accept those words. And to this day, y'all, I still have a problem with those words. And when my mom died of cancer, her death was not unexpected. Even though it was not unexpected, it still was brutally, brutally painful. And of course, you receive cards during that time too that have those same words on them. And just like before, I mentally could not accept the realness of seeing it in writing, the realness of seeing someone acknowledge that my mom was dead. It was just something about those particular words, sympathy, condolences. They just hurt to see. This is just my personal experience with those words. They might mean everything to you. They might have warmed you. Those words to you might have had a whole different effect. So I am not saying any of this to knock what anyone might feel about those words or those situations. In no way am I saying that my experience was the right one. I'm simply sharing how I have such a difficult time with those words. Help to guide me when I was making this particular set of cards, because the card type that I was able to open, that I was able to read, is the type that we are going to make today. So y'all, I'm not meaning to be overly dramatic, but this is just one of those situations that's personal to all of us, and how we choose to handle it, how we choose to grieve about it, how we choose to live through and make it through it is truly personal to us. And your way of doing it will never be wrong. Your way of doing it might not match mine. But what I'm hoping is if there's one person out there who struggles with acknowledging those times, then it's worth sharing. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera and show you what I'm talking about. So the card type that helped me the most, and the card type that I was actually able to open and read, is the Thinking of You card. And I just think that the Thinking of You card, and this is for me personally, it just has the opportunity to encompass so much. It doesn't have to say condolence, but thinking of you and the reason why I'm thinking of you will express a whole lot. And so for me, when I see the words thinking of you, it just does something differently to me than saying in sympathy or condolences. That's just me. So this is the card that I decided to make. Y'all know my cards are going to be very, very simple because we're trying to convey a simple but heartwarming message through a very difficult and challenging time in someone else's life. And so this card is 4¼ by 5½, and I'm just going to open it. I have my little card bases on the inside. I just went ahead and cut those out. These are just the other bases and sentiments that will come with this, but I just wanted to share this with you so you'll get an idea of what the inside of the card can look like. For me, I decided to just make some sentiments and put those on the inside of things that I personally like to hear whenever I'm going through something. And this one is just one that came to mind, and it says, "It hurts today and it will hurt tomorrow. Just know that you are not alone." And then over here we'll have a space to be able to write that more personalized message. But for anyone struggling with a card that's needed in a challenging time, this card type might be helpful. Whether you choose to go with these or not, this idea might help some of you out there. So I do have a digital paper pack on this. This is the envelope for that paper pack. So this is the card topper that will go on top of your card base, and the card base will be whatever color you choose to make it. Then we have these inside sentiments that you can place in, and I put 4 different ones on. And what I have here, it says, "It's a pain like no other, a pain you think you can't bear. Together we will get through it." This one says, "Go ahead and cry as much as you want. What you are going through sucks. Whenever you need a hug, I'm here." This one says, "It hurts today and it will hurt tomorrow. Just know that you are not alone. You hurt because you loved." And for me, those are very simple sentiments that if I want to write a little bit extra, then I'll have a page on the other side where I can write something even more personal to the person who might be going through something at that time. So this is the thinking of you side of that. And I'll also have a just because, and just because can cover anything. It can be a just because I think you're wonderful, or just because you cut my grass, anything like that. But today I want to focus on making this thinking of you card and showing you how simple it is to make. But if you're interested in getting this paper pack, it will include 8 pages. It'll have the 4 pages for the thinking of you and then 4 pages for the just because. So to make our card, we're going to go ahead and take our base, and on the 11-inch side, let's go ahead and cut out at 5½. So we're taking an 8½ by 11-inch piece. We're cutting it on the 11-inch side at 5½. Then we're going to score this card. On the 8½-inch side, we score at 4¼ And now we can fold it, and y'all, we have a card base. Then I'm going to go ahead and just cut out one of my sentiments, and all I'm going to do is, this is 8½. I'm going to reduce it to 8¼ so I'm taking off 1/4 inch this way, and I'll take off 1/4 inch this way, and you can take off as much or as little as you want. I'm just cutting off like this, and it won't be perfectly even, and y'all, that's okay. So that's my little inside sentiment. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the blank page. And basically all I'm doing is pretty much eyeballing my border cut just to try and get it nice and even. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Now I have my insides cut out. I'm going to do the same thing with the outside. So all you're doing is separating your pieces that you printed. You might want a thicker border around yours, completely up to you. I am happy with how these look. So we're going to take our cover and I'm just going to add some tape. I'll take this piece and I'm going to place it right there, and just like that I have a card. Take my sentiment page and we're just going to place down some tape, and I'll put that right over here, and then I'll take this page and we're going to tape it down right over there. And there y'all, we have a beautiful card. We have our nice message, and then we have some writing space here so that if you want to make this even more personal to the person that you're giving it to, you're certainly able to do that over here. So we have our card. We're going to make that envelope. So I'm going to take my envelope and trim it from 8.5 to 7 3/4. Then on the 7 3/4 inch side, I'm going to score at 1. Rotate it to the opposite 7 3/4 inch side and score at 1. Y'all, this is an envelope type you see me make all the time. So we're going to take this and we're going to score at 4 1/4 on the 11 inch side and at 8 5/8. And so now we can just fold and burnish all of our scores. Y'all, I meant it when I said if one person finds this helpful, then it's been worth sharing, because everyone goes through difficult moments from time to time and we don't quite know what to say. Well, sometimes something like this might spark ideas in you and certain things that you can say when you are faced with that situation. So here's my envelope. We need to free this center section. I am just going to cut here and cut here, and that frees that center section. And then I'll cut in at an angle here on this side. We'll go ahead and free the center section. Cut in at an angle here. Cut in at an angle there and there, because we want to remove the 4 corner pieces. So now I'm going to take my scissors and just round my ends. And then I'll just tuck those in. The widest end is the bottom. So I'm going to take my tape, add some tape right here and right here, and then we can fold up, and there's our sweet little envelope to go with our card. And we can take the card and put it in the envelope, and there you have it. So you're able to address it here and address it here if you want to mail this, or you can just hand it off to the person that you're giving it to. If you do want to seal it, just seal it with some double stick tape, or take your tape runner and just run it across the top. But that is this sweet little Thinking of You card, along with some sentiment pages that might help to spark some ideas in you if you find yourself at a loss for words on certain things to say. So as I said in the opener, I hope that at least one person has found this helpful. Not necessary for you to purchase this kit. This is an idea that you can incorporate into your own card design. Just think of the things that you want said to you whenever you're going through a challenging moment, and then just take that and translate it into your card. And no matter how you choose to do it, just remember, there is no right or wrong. Whatever you choose to do in that moment, and however you choose to express it, whether it's with a handcrafted card or a purchase card, that's right for you. So as always, my friends, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.